Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Today we are finally checking out one of the most exciting additions to TropicaLand, and that's the brand new Botanical Garden boss floor. If you've been waiting for more content, more lore, and a much bigger challenge, then you're definitely in the right place. TropicaLand has been growing with every update, and even though the game is still in its pre-alpha stage, the developers have been adding some really interesting ideas that make every floor feels different from the last. So in today's video, we're going to experience the boss floor together, check out the environment, survive whatever horrors are waiting for us, and of course, see whether we can make it out alive. Let's jump right into it. The very first thing I noticed was just how beautiful this floor looks. Usually when you think of a botanical garden, you imagine colorful flowers, peaceful scenery, fresh air, and a relaxing atmosphere. Well, TropicaLand takes that idea and completely flips it upside down. Instead of feeling peaceful, everything feels unsettling. The plants, the lighting, the atmosphere, it all gives you the feeling that something is watching you. I really like how the developers use nature as part of the horror experience. Sometimes the scariest places aren't dark hallways. Sometimes it's somewhere that looks beautiful until something starts chasing you. That contrast makes this floor feel unique. As we continue exploring, you'll notice there are lots of different paths. One thing I always recommend is don't rush. Take your time, look around, you never know where objectives might be hiding. Another thing I like is how the environment tells a story without needing lots of dialogue. Broken structures, overgrown plants, abandoned areas. Everything feels like this place used to be alive before something terrible happened. That's something TropicaLand does really well. Instead of simply throwing monsters at players, it creates an atmosphere where you're already nervous before anything even appears. Now here's someone really interesting, Fennec. At first glance, he actually doesn't seem hostile. Instead, he tells players that he's hungry and asks for food in exchange for helping open another elevator later in the floor. I actually think this is a pretty cool mechanic. Not every encounter has to be about running away. Sometimes you have to decide whether helping an NPC is worth your time. And honestly, Fennec has one of the coolest character designs in the game. He's basically a giant Venus flytrap living inside a flower pot. Definitely creepy, but also kind of adorable. Well, as adorable as a giant man-eating plant can be. Alright, here we go. The moment we've all been waiting for, the boss floor. Immediately you can feel the tension increasing. The music changes, everything becomes more intense. This isn't like the earlier floors anymore. Every mistake matters. The biggest thing during boss encounters is staying calm, don't panic, watch what's happening around you, pay attention to your teammates if you're playing co-op. Communication becomes really important. Instead of everyone running in different directions, working together usually gives you a much better chance of surviving. And honestly, I love boss fights that require players to think instead of just running in circles. It makes victory feel much more satisfying. So, now, how difficult is this boss floor? I say it's definitely one of the harder experiences currently available in TropicaLand. Especially if you're going in blind, there are moments where everything feels under control, then suddenly everything falls apart. That's actually part of the fun. You never really know what's going to happen next. I also appreciate that the developers aren't making every floor feels identical. Each one has its own personality. That keeps the gameplay fresh. One reason I've been enjoying TropicaLand so much is because it isn't trying to copy other horror games exactly. Yes, you can definitely see inspiration from other Roblox horror experiences, but TropicaLand has its own identity. The resort setting, the mysterious story, the strange creatures, the different theme floors, it also comes together really nicely. And because the game is still being developed, I'm excited to see what future floors, bosses, and characters will bring. There's clearly a lot more story waiting to be uncovered. Okay, final thoughts. Overall, I think the Botanical Garden boss floor is a fantastic addition to TropicaLand. The visuals are impressive, the atmosphere is creepy, the gameplay keeps you on your toes, and I think this update gives players another great reason to jump back into the game. Of course, since the game is still in pre-alpha, there will probably be changes, improvements, and maybe even completely new mechanic in future updates. But from what we've seen today, I think the future of TropicaLand looks really promising. Now I want to know what you think. Have you beaten the Botanical Garden boss floor yet? How many attempts did it take? And what was your favorite moment during the run? Let me know down in the comment below. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and turn on those notifications so you won't miss future TropicaLand updates. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
you.